Before
format.
we go,
The book format.
please show us your book and how it's printed for dyslexic people.
I was assisted with this by a young woman with an eyesight difficulty, and we wanted to make sure that it was readable by her, and at the same time look completely normal. Hold
Oh,
on,
wow. That's amazing.
just a second.
Amazing.
Yeah, what I did with this,
I've just never had
and
privy to a book
and
written
well,
for dyslexics.
well, and I have to.
Is that uncommon?
Oh,
Is it
books aren't done
uncommon?
this way. Books are not
Really?
done this way, and that's why it was so important for me to do a print copy of this book. I had a young man who there was a high school for special needs in Indiana, and I adore that school. The principal and founder of the school assigned Farmer's Son to all of the rising seniors to read during
Mm.
the summer between the junior and senior year. And then she brought me in to talk to the school. And when I met one of the brand new senior young men, I think he was 18, in English class, he got up in the class, he put his hand over his heart, and he told me that it was the first book that he had ever read all the way through. And because it was about him and because he was able to read it. And it was important for the school founder to give out physical copies of the book so that there was a sense of achievement when these challenged children got through it. And so I was advised,
What a
I
wonderful
was,
opportunity.
yeah, I was advised to make the margins especially wide, top,
Mm-hmm.
bottom, everywhere, and to
Mm-hmm.
make the spacing, I think it's called kerning, in between the lines wide, because if people are following with their fingers, they won't lose their space, their place as much,
Okay.
so they can follow along. I also had a dyslexia expert tell me as I was thinking about writing this book that dyslexics, and everybody's different and there's no real generalization, but overall, dyslexics think in images, as I wrote in the book. Dyslexics think in images and not words necessarily. So if you say to a
Mm-hmm.
dyslexic, the cat on the roof, they're going to see a cat, they're going to see a roof, but the articles the cat, the roof, the has no image attached to it. So often those words get dropped off and they don't get visualized when a dyslexic is reading. So that I was told by an expert to make my book as cinematic as possible. So you listen to it, it's mostly all dialogue. There is setting, I can set up a setting, but then it's people talking because, like the rest of us, we'll drop to the dialogue in a story, and those big, long setting descriptions and narrative
Mm.
stuff. There's very little narration in this book because I wanted to write a book that if you don't think that the father is a jerk, I haven't done my job. So I don't need
Mm-hmm.
to write Bobby was mad at his father because his father was a jerk. If I need to present his father being a jerk, and then you as the reader or listener say, boy, I hate this guy, then I've done my job if you're feeling it, rather than me beating it up on the page. So it's especially cinematic, and it's also formatted in a very unique way, but at the same time, and short chapters, very short chapters. I've just concluded with the audiobook, and it turns out that there are 91 things, 91 separate chapters or section headings for this book, which is unbelievably numerous for an audiobook. But that's because I wrote them so short. I mean, this is chapter 10 is one whole chapter. Yeah, and I wanted to give dyslexics the experience of flipping through pages. Like, wow, I'm really reading this, and it's exciting. Yeah.
Well, yes, my granddaughter and I read together last night, and she said, "Mama, we're going to just read 2 pages." And I said, "Okay." And she read it successfully. She goes, "There. We're done. We're just reading 2 pages. And I said, now, does that make you feel good? She goes, yes, because I read it successfully, and now I can finish this evening and say, I did well, and go to bed instead of struggling through a whole chapter of a book. So that really speaks to your format of having short chapters, I think.
Right. Yeah.
Wonderful, Nancy.
Thank you.